We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. Jai Hind. In this presentation, we are going to discuss about the preamble of our Constitution. The preamble to Constitution of India is guidelines to guide people of the nation, to present the principles of the Constitution, to indicate the source from which the document derives its authority and meaning. It reflects the hopes and aspirations of the people. The preamble can be referred to as the preface which highlights the entire Constitution. It was adopted on 26th November 1949 by the Constituent Assembly and came into effect on 26th January 1950. Celebrated as the Republic Day in India. Preamble was made in 1947 but adopted in 1949. Significance of the Preamble. The Preamble of Indian Constitution reflects the basic structure and the spirit of the Constitution. The Preamble acts as the preface of the Constitution of India and lays down the fundamental values and philosophical ideas. It represents the entire Constitution in its written words. It contains the basic features of the Constitution and thus considered to be a vital part. The preamble doesn't contain laws enforceable in a court, but no law can be enacted or amended in a manner that violates the spirit of the preamble. Objective of preamble. The objectives which are laid down in the preamble are description of Indian state as sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. Provision to all citizens of India, that is, justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and opportunity, fraternity assuring dignity of the individual and unity and integrity of the nation. The preamble is based on the Objectives Resolution which was drafted and moved in the Constituent Assembly by Jawaharlal Nehru on 13th December 1946 and adopted by the Constituent Assembly on 22nd January 1947. The preamble page, along with the other pages of the original Constitution of India, was designed and decorated by the renowned painter Biohar Ram Manohar Sinha of Jabalpur with Acharya Nandalal Bose. The phrase "We the people of India" emphasizes that the Constitution is made by and for the Indian people and not given to them by any outside power. It also emphasizes the concept of popular sovereignty. That means all the power emanates from the people and the political system will be accountable and reasonable to the people. A preamble is an introductory statement in a document that explains the document's philosophy and objectives. In a constitution, it presents the intention of its framers, the history behind its creation, and the core values and principles of the nation. The preamble basically gives the idea of the following: sources of the constitution, nature of Indian state, statement of its objectives, date of its adoption. Preamble declares India to be a sovereign, socialist, secular, and democratic republic. The objectives stated by the preamble are to secure justice, liberty, equality to all citizens, and promote fraternity to maintain unity and integrity of the nation. The ideals include justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Preamble embodies the basic philosophy and fundamental values, that is, political, moral, and religious, on which the Constitution is based. It reveals the following components. The Constitution derives its authority from the people of India. The nature of Indian state is to be sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, and republic. The objective of the Constitution is justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Thus, Preamble reflects the aims and aspirations of the Constitution and the nature of Indian polity. The ideals include justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Justice ensures that every citizen gets his or her due in a society which is free from prejudice and partiality. Liberty means freedom for the people to choose their way of life, have political views, and behavior in society. Equality means no section of society has any special privileges and all the people have given equal opportunities for everything without any discriminations. Fraternity means a feeling of brotherhood and an emotional attachment with the country and all the people. The Indian Constitution embodies the positive concept of secularism, which means equal protection, respect, and promotion of all the religions. This has been made sure in the Constitution in several articles. But recently, India is facing challenges to keep secularism alive in the form of communalism, politicization of caste and religion, the rise of fundamentalism, and obscurantism. The recent incidents of violence against Dalits, women entry in Shabarimala temple, mobilizing has led to various debates on the secularism in the country. It has also been criticized to promote minoritism and interventionist. But the core principle of India being a secular state remains intact. It supports minority rights to protect their fundamental interests and permits state supported religious reforms. Justice. The term justice in the preamble embraces three distinct forms, that is, social, economic, and political, and they are secured to the citizens of India through fundamental rights and directive principles of state policy. The ideal of justice, that is, social, economic, and political, has been taken from Russian Revolution of 1917. Social justice denotes equal treatment for all citizens without any social distinction based on caste, color, race, religion, sex, and so on. It means there will be no privileges being extended to any particular section of the society and improvement in the condition of backward classes and women. Economic justice denotes non-discrimination between people on the basis of economic factors. Political justice implies that all citizens should have equal political rights, equal access to all political offices, and equal voice in the government. Next is liberty. The term liberty means absence of restraints on the activities of individuals and at the same time providing opportunities for the development of individual personalities. The preamble secures to all the citizens of India liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship through their fundamental rights. The ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity in our preamble have been taken from French Revolution. Liberty does not mean freedom to do anything. A person can do anything but in the limit set by the law. Article 21 of the Constitution of India 1950 provides that no person shall be deprived of his life or personal liberty except according to procedure established by law. Equality. The term equality means the absence of special privileges to any section of the society and provisions of adequate opportunities for all individuals without any discrimination. There are three dimensions of equality, that is, civic, political, and economic. Fundamental rights ensure civic equality. Next is fraternity. The word fraternity means a sense of brotherhood. The Constitution promotes the feeling of brotherhood or fraternity by the system of single citizenship. The fraternity has to ensure two things, that is, the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. Without fraternity, liberty would produce the supremacy of the few over the many. As India is a multilingual nation, it is very important to preserve the unity and integrity of the nation through a spirit of brotherhood among all its citizens, irrespective of their caste, creed, language, or religion. Fraternity, liberty, and equality as the notion of a happy life and which cannot be taken from each other. Liberty cannot be divorced from equality. equality cannot be diverse from liberty, nor can liberty and equality cannot be diverse from fraternity. In this portion, I am going to discuss about the principles and objectives of our preamble. Preamble declares India to be a sovereign, socialist, secular, and democratic republic. The objectives stated by the preamble are to secure justice, liberty, equality to all citizens and to promote fraternity to maintain unity and integrity of the nation. Now let us discuss some key words in the preamble, that is, sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. Sovereign. Sovereign means independent authority of a state. That is, it has the power to legislate on any subject. Sovereignty denotes the supreme and ultimate power. The word sovereign implies that India is neither a dependent nor a dominion of any other nation but an independent state. There is no authority above it and it is free to conduct its own affairs, both internal and external. Being a sovereign state, India can either acquire a foreign territory or cede a part of its territory in favor of a foreign state. Socialist. Even before the term was added by the 42nd Amendment in 1976, the Constitution had a socialist content in the form of certain directive principles of the state policy. The Indian brand of socialism is democratic socialism and not a communistic socialism, which involves the nationalization of all means of production and distribution and the abolition of private property. Democratic socialism, on the other hand, holds faith in a mixed economy. That is, we have both public and private enterprises as well. It means that since the wealth is generated socially, wealth should be shared equally by society through distributive justice. Democratic socialism aims to end poverty, ignorance, disease, and inequality of opportunity. Indian socialism is a blended form of Marxism and Gandhism, leaning heavily toward the Gandhian socialism. Secular. Secular means that the relationship between the government and religious groups are determined according to the constitution and law. It separates the power of the state and religion. The term secular was added by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment of 1976. The Indian Constitution embodies the positive concept of secularism. That is, all religions in our country, irrespective of their strength, have the same status and support from state. And there is no difference of any religion and all are equally respected. Democratic. The people of India elect their governments by a system of universal adult franchise, popularly known as one person, one vote. The word demo means people and kratic means rule. So altogether it means rule of the people. Democracy is of two types, that is direct and indirect democracy. Direct democracy, the people exercise their power. In indirect democracy, the representatives elected by the people exercise the supreme power and thus carry on the government and make the laws. Indirect democracy is also known as representative democracy. The term democratic is used in the preamble in the broadened sense, embracing not only political democracy but also social and economic democracy. Republic. In a republican form of government, the head of the state is elected and not a hereditary monarch. Thus, this word denotes a government where no one holds public power as a proprietary right. The head of the state is always elected directly or indirectly for a fixed period. The term republic in our preamble indicates that India has an elected head called the president. He or she is elected indirectly for a fixed period of 5 years. Here, republic also means two more things. The first is vesting of political sovereignty in the people and not in a single individual like a king. Second, the absence of any privileged class and hence all public offices being open to every citizen without any discrimination. So now let us sum up the whole keywords in our preamble. We the people of India. It indicates the ultimate sovereignty of the people of India. Sovereignty means the independent authority of the state, not being subject to the control of any other state or external power. Sovereign. The term means that India has its own independent authority and it is not a dominion of any external power. Socialist. The term means that the achievement of socialist ends through democratic means. It holds faith in a mixed economy where both private and public sectors coexist side by side. Secular. The term means that all religion in the India get equal respect, protection and support from the state. Democratic. The term implies that Constitution of India has an established form of constitution which gets its authority from the will of people expressed in the election. Republic. The term indicates that the head of the state is elected by the people. In India, President of India is elected head of the state. Justice. It is necessary to maintain order in society that is promised through various provisions of fundamental rights and directive principles of state policies provided by the Constitution of India. It comprises of three elements, which is social, economic and political. Equality. The term equality means no section of society has any special privilege and all the people have given equal opportunity for everything without any discrimination and everyone is equal before the law. Liberty. The term liberty means freedom for the people to choose their way of life, have political views and behavior in society. Liberty does not mean freedom to do anything. A person can do anything but in the limit set by the law. Fraternity. The term fraternity means a feeling of brotherhood and an emotional attachment with country and all the people. It helps to promote dignity and unity in the nation. components of Preamble. It is indicated by the Preamble that the source of authority of the Constitution lies with the people of India. Preamble declares India to be a sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic. The objectives stated by the Preamble are to secure justice, liberty and equality to all citizens and promote fraternity to maintain unity and integrity of the nation. The date is mentioned in the Preamble when it was adopted, that is November 26, 1949. Presented by SEO Krishnapriya S, CQMS Megha PR and Cadet Anina Rajesh of 7 Kerala Girls Battalion, THRISSUR. Thank you.